Good morning. It is about 6:17. We're here checking these guys. I've got a couple of them that are pretty close, so I thought I'd better give them a good look here first thing in the morning. Ferdinand and 17-2 are right down the fence line right here. She's the one that's already got the baby. These guys are all standing right here. So this is going to make it pretty easy this morning. We'll check them and then we'll run down here and check 13. But there's a couple of these girls here that are really ready. So let me switch this camera around. Right. As I said, there's Ferdinand. They were down here. Sun is just coming up. All right. See what these girls are up to right here. See how they're doing. You're getting a little close there, Mama. You're getting a little close, Mama. Hi, 17-3. How you doing, babe? Everybody else. Ferdinand, what are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? Hmm? Yeah, I don't have any cookies, so you don't want to talk to me? I'll get some cookies here in just a sec, girls. Like 17-1. How we doing, girls? Right. Girls over there scratching their head on that cinder block. This girl here. Well, she's starting to get close. 16-1, you getting close, girl. You gonna have a baby today? All right. I know that one of them that I was looking for was right down here. Boy, her bag is getting so full. 13. Oh, 13. Oh, 13. I would say you're going to have a baby today too, except for, you know what? You do this every year. Every year you do this same thing. You just bag up and you look like you're going to have a calf any minutes and you still don't do it. All right. This one here is definitely looking slack. Hi, 17-2. You were the one I was looking for. You and 16-2. All right, you can definitely see her udders. Let me see if I could zoom in a little bit and show you. So you can see she's got quite the bag, and typically their udders will be about the size of your finger until they're starting to get close. And if you look at the size of this udder here and the other udder there, boy, it's every bit of 2 fingers, very full, very ready. And looking at her hind end right here, and I'm not trying to be rude here, but looking at her hind quarter back here, you can see that the muscular tension is relaxing a little bit, and what that means is her muscles are starting to relax and allow the calf to kind of move down into position. I'll not focus on her too much there. And so she's getting slack or springy or any number of terms. And that's what's going on. So she's getting close. I would expect a calf here, down here checking cows, checking for babies. Um, we'll be looking for some babies here pretty quick. See who else we got here. This is 16-1. Hi, Bama. 16-1 has got that torn ear like this right here. Hi, babe. And her bag is definitely getting full, and she's looks to be getting the slack as well. So we'll keep an eye on them. That's why I'm here this morning, is just as they get closer, you can kind of start seeing these signs. And with that, we just got to keep a good eye on them. We're looking to see and ensure that they don't have any problems or anything like that. Next thing I would expect out of these girls is the ones that are going to get close and have or getting close to calving, when they start feeling those imminent pains, labor pains and that kind of thing. What they'll do is they'll move off by themselves typically and kind of get out of there and try to find a spot. They try to get away from the herd. They'll generally get away from the herd and then they'll calve, and they'll generally stay away from the herd for about 2 days. All right, well, let's go check this heifer. We checked her at midnight last night. Um, we didn't think that she was going to have a calf here by morning, but we'll go take a look, see what we got. All right, the morning just wouldn't be complete without saying good morning to Woolly Booger here. He's out checking things out. Mama's right there. We're going to move on down the line, kind of with everybody else. But that was a little look at Woolly Booger. Beautiful morning, by the way. Beautiful. So cold for sure. 29 degrees this morning. So anyway, let's go check this heifer. All right. Um, it's just an absolutely beautiful morning. It's like I said, it's about 6:27 now, so 6:30. Absolutely quiet. This is a really nice time of day. It is a little chilly this morning, 29, like I said. Ice on the trailer and that kind of thing. But I'm going to be really quiet just for a minute. The number of birds and different things like that, it's just amazing. I absolutely love this time of morning. So first thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to grab a couple pocketfuls of treats because these guys love them some treats. And I'm at the truck while I'm getting these treats, which means I can get another drink of my coffee. Gotta have a little coffee in the morning. Oh, we gotta come over here, kids. Come on over here. Come on. Come here. Mama will come over here. There you go, babe. There you go, Mama. Now we'll all come over. There you go, Mama. There you go, 13. And that means the little baby will come over. Hi, babe. Here. There you are, sweetheart. All right, Mama. 13. So it's funny the kind of the relationship you end up with these guys. 13, this heifer right here. When she was born, she was actually pretty small and kind of a little bit weak. So had to give her some ADE vitamins, a little vitamin B to try to. There you go, babe. Oops, now you're dropping them. You can't drop them all. You can't drop them all. Okay, give one to the little baby there. But so we ended up kind of spending a little more time with her because she was small and needed a little more attention than the others. So we ended up spending a little time with her. The wife, even though she was born in, I don't know, April, she was, my wife nicknamed her Pumpkin Spice. So can't explain it. I have no idea, but it was, that's her name. So, all right, babes. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. There we go. All right, so I had to give the two bowls because they are still kind of deciding who's boss, and I didn't want the big battle this morning. So did that. That actually will ease my life here for a moment because I need to feed them. And so that while they're both over there, I can come here. This bale was coming apart, and then the deer get into it. And so it has become definitely pitchfork material for sure. It's kind of a big wad now. And I've still not had a chance really to check 13. Others are definitely getting full and she's springy. So we just need to definitely check on her a couple times a day. And there's a little pushing and shoving, and that's not going to be surprising. Still trying to establish dominance here. It's, I know it seems odd, but I've kind of spoken about it, is their pecking order. All animals have a pecking order, and I think it's a little more obvious within cows or horses or different things like that. If you've spent any time around them, you'll see it very early on. They'll as they get put together, they'll go and try to establish dominance. In this situation, it's interesting to me because 13 is actually quite a bit shorter than 1, but she is much more. She's got a lot more muscle mass than 1. So we're just gonna have to come check on her again here in a couple hours. We got to go to town, but definitely got to check her basically on the way to town or before we go to town. So we'll do that. Now what I'll do is I'll go check the heifers in the other pen over here. All right, here we are checking on these girls here. It's pretty surprising because you don't see these guys together generally. It's pretty surprising the size difference of these guys being, 2-year-olds or 1-year-olds or whatever when you stop. Now that is the inside of a calf's mouth or a yearling's mouth right there. All right, let's go take a look at these girls. See what we got. All right, 14-1. Hi, 16-1. 16-1. So little 15 is not building a bag, nothing to speak of anyway. 16-1 looks to be building a little bag, but she doesn't. And there's Knucklehead. Hey, Knucklehead. Although she looks really slack. Sorry, I got a little distracted. 16-1 looks pretty slack. So we'll keep an eye on her for sure. That's why they're in here. We can get a better look at them. Hi, 17-4. Purple 6, no, not so much. Hi, 17-4. 17-4, not so much. Now my baby's here. Hi, kids. All right, I wanted to look at 17-1 again, get another look at her because she definitely looks closer than I thought. It's kind of difficult to see with that sun in my eyes, but she definitely looks slack for sure. So that's another one to keep an eye on right here. 16-1. All right. 18-4, how you doing, sweetie? How are you doing, huh? She's a little slack, but not nowhere near 16-1 and 13. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to look. As I said, you can see, and I guess because I see them separately, I see the heifers out here in the pasture all by themselves, and I see them next to the cows, so they don't look all that big because they're next to the cows. But then I see them in here next to our biggest steers and that kind of thing, and they're much bigger than our steers. So it's very interesting to see them in this way. Hi, bud. All right, kids. Everybody looks good. I'll check the water really quickly. They're going to go through every bit of twice the water. Water still looks good. Outstanding. We got the one tub they've drank down, so I'll probably just fill that while I'm here. Everybody looks good. It's a beautiful morning, as I said. If you listen, you can hear the meadowlarks. I'll shut up for a second. So there's a robin in this direction toward the creek. Sorry, right toward the sun there. And so it's just singing its song. Everything's comfortable and it's relaxed. It's not sending any kind of warning song. And similarly, we've got the meadowlarks just singing. They aren't showing any sign or of warning sign or anything like that. It's really pretty this time of morning. That's the robin, if you can hear that. Hi, babe. Hi, 17-4. Right, 16-2. Hi, babe. And that's the steer back there. Boy, it'll be nice when all this dries up, that's for sure. Hi, bud. Hi, buddy. All right, so I guess I didn't think I was going to be doing this morning, but I guess I might as well before I take off. Get this water taken care of. Well, I made these changes with these gates. I've got a gate out there, the yellow one. Let me see if I can get a better shot. So I got the yellow gate, which puts them all in here. I can sort from there. Then I can bring them in here. I can kind of sort some of them into this section. Now, if I can get ones that I want to keep in here, then I can close this gate as well, and I'll keep a very small group in there. And then I can sort off what I need and try to keep the other group in here, or I can just push them into this area, use the yellow gates, sort off the bigger part until I get down to a number that I can start using in this area, push them in here, that gate will be closed, push the smaller group in here using this gate to kind of sort off. Once I get them into the other area, I can kick them out. It's made a world of change. That's part of the reason I'm able to sort and separate them like I did yesterday. Um, as I said, there's another video about ranching purists and that kind of thing. And typically ranchers don't get nearly as I won't say attached, but ranchers typically won't spend this much time with the animals themselves. Um, but they've got a different thing going on entirely. Generally, if you've got a ranch with 2, 3, 500 head, you've got several riders, and you can get jobs done that I can't do. There's no way I could move 500 the way I'm working them or anything right here. But because I've got such a small group, and because I do spend so much time with them, I am able to bring them all in without a horse, without four-wheeler or anything. She's hoping there's a little more grain. Hi, sweetheart. I'm sorry I got no more cookies. I got no more cookies, babe. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know. As lick me as you may, I don't have any more, babe. I don't have any more, sweetheart. Their tongues are about a mile long. I got no more. But by doing it the way I do it, I got everybody into the corrals yesterday without any problem. They all came to me rather than me chasing them. And all these things make a world of difference. It's a huge time saver for me. I don't have to feed a horse. I don't need to run them with a four-wheeler or anything like that. I can just bring them in at their pace. They all came in. I kind of sorted them off. I let the purple ear tags back out, purple tags, and I let 17-2 out because I'm not worried about monitoring her for calving. She's already calved, and so we don't need to worry about her. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this block back in this tub here, and then I'm going to go put some water out for those guys over there. So I'm kind of a pansy this morning with it. The humidity's up really high, and it's a little brisk, and I am going to get some gloves, some waterproof gloves, before I start this watering process. I hear you, kids. Yeah, I'm just a little pansy this morning, so let me get some gloves, and then we'll start this watering process. So here's something that I do that people do differently. Ear tags are a whole interesting thing. They really are. What I try to do is I try to number the calf the same as the mother. So 13 comes out of purple 13. 1 comes out of purple 1. Now you'll notice now I've got a yellow 1. That's going to be problematic because this one came out of a purple 1. I've also got another one in the corrals over there, but that is a teal 1. Teal 1 also came out of purple 1, which is no problem at all because I put my tags in per year. I use yellow for last year, which is 24. I use teal for the year of 23. Purple are the ones that I had before that. Everything else I'd been selling or has gone to the butcher. So I can look in the pasture and I can say, okay, yellow 1, these guys are not going to be calving anytime soon because they were from last year and they're not bred. Teal should all be bred except the bull that's out there. All of the yellows should not be bred. The one that gets a little confusing is going to be teal 1's calf. She was born in 24, as was this number 1. This number 1 comes out of purple 1. number 1 in the far end came out of teal 1. So I'm going to have to put on the tag, we've had a name for her, so that makes it very easy to identify. Her tag will say spicy 1, and on the back it'll just say T for teal, T1. And so we'll know that she came out of teal number 1. We didn't expect that. I expected a green tag for everybody's tag this year. That will indicate all the calves coming from 25 will be a green tag. And so as I look in the pasture, I know that I'll have the originals, which are going to be the purples. I will have the teals, which will be the 23s. And then I'll have the yellows, which will be the 24s. And then all the calves born this year will be a green. It's kind of a lime green. And I'll be able to look at them and say that, okay, those are all from 25. That's the reason I tag them the way I do. I try to stick with one color per year, and it will help me. With this year, I'm going to have to put like a purple 1 on its tag. I'll just put P1, for example, on purple 1, the ones coming out of purple 1. I'm going to put a T1 on everything coming out of teal 1, or for example, 13's over there getting close. I'll put a T13. That means it'll come out of, it'll have a green tag, so it's from 25, and it will say T for teal and 13. So I can look at the tag knowing what year it is. I'll know who the mother was and everything about the animal. You'll also see, like this guy right here. Hi, buddy. You'll see his tag is in his right ear. I tag all of the bull calves in their right ear, and I tag all of the heifers, like 15 right there, in their left ear. The reason I do the left ear is because in my location, all of the vets put the Bangs vaccination tag and the tattoo in the right ear. So if I were to put the tag of a heifer in the right ear, then the vet would not be able to put the tattoo or that orange tag that you can see in 15's ear. So with that, I can look out in the pasture. I can easily identify what year the calf was born. I can tell whether it's a heifer or a steer just by the location of the tag. 16-1 is going to be a steer or a bull calf, and number 1 over there is going to be a heifer or a cow. So I can look, I know the year, I know the mom and the mother, the cow that they came out of, and I know whether it's a cow calf or a steer. Just the system that I use, but you'll find that everyone has got a different system that works for them. This is just the system that works best for me and is the easiest to identify. So water is getting close here. I'm not far. I'm going to finish this water and then we're going to head to the house. All right, if you've gotten anything out of this video, if you're enjoying my content, please do me a favor and like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. It really helps the channel, and I look forward to your comments. I truly do. I appreciate it, and thank you very much. Have a great day.